CPU's only 25%. Sweet. I like that. So, how you got me? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool.
Yeah, that CPU usage seems like unreal.
I know. So how do you make my headphones less sensitive? So like what I'm hearing comes down a little bit. Max, no. La, 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 la. That's better. So you still hear me?
Yeah.
You still hear me like that? Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. So for our one viewer, welcome.
Woohoo!
We are, this is Straight Down the Middle Pinball with your pal Chuck Wirt. We'll change it to here so you guys can see the Straight Down the Middle logo here. I'll put that on the other screen as well. No, Max. Yeah, it's about to fit, but... Alright, so tonight we are going to be testing out my tournament stream rig. So we're going to be simulating a tournament tonight to make sure everything is at least watchable. The setup I have is a rig that is on a track that goes across my ceiling, so I only have one group of cameras that will be able to go game to game. Should be really quickly. Now they're all using a USB hub that is connected to my computer via Ethernet cable. So there's a hub by the cameras, and then it takes an Ethernet cable all the way to my computer, where another hub takes the USB to my computer. Now, in order to run 3 webcams off of that hub, I had to dumb down the resolution on them and the frames per second. So the player cam is only 15 frames per second, so is the score displays slash DMD, depending on the game we'll be running, and then the play field is actually at 30 frames, and the resolutions are dumbed down too, but it should be plenty watchable. But like I said, this is our test run here to see, to make sure everything sounds okay, looks okay, and just kind of let us know, like, just kind of, if we were actually running a tournament, what, as far as visually and audibly, if anything we can fix or make better. So, alright, with that, I guess, Chad, I'll go over and fire up Big Game, and I guess you can let me know, or just kind of take note how it looks, and then, I guess, Stream, let us know how the audio is. Chad and I can hear each other talking, but we can't hear the game, how it comes over on the stream, so just let us know how that's going. Alright, well, I'll go play a game of Big Game, and then we'll switch it up. Oh, boy.
Alrighty. Yeah, I didn't even think about not being able to hear the game. I can hear it in the background. I can hear flippers.
A little better?
I'm going to take a look at this on my phone as well.
Alright, so got some Big Game letters going. More big game letters you get, more valuable that saucer is to the top of that. Hopefully everything sounds okay. This is what this game only on. A little later, I'm going to turn every game on and have all the shooter bands. See how that comes across on the stream. Kind of see my basement sound during a tournament.
Curious how well the viewers can hear Eric talking.
Pretty good rip for not hitting the spinner so long.
one of the webcams is turned on so you can get game sounds. So that's how you're hearing him. I am wearing a headset. We need to figure out some way to get game sound into the headphones or stream sound. I don't know if that's possible or not.
Let's get the G. Crud! Alright, so next game I'm going to do is Lethal Weapon. So, I guess how I'm doing that. If you don't mind showing the standings and groupings or whatever. And match plays on the other screen there if you want to stick around with that.
Alright, so this was a real tournament. You know, we'd be showing groupings right now and talking about the winners and losers.
Also, if anybody knows how to refresh that with a keystroke.
Let's see. It's pretty cool how it's all set up.
Pretty much. Got the D&D cam here. Alright, let me know how it looks, Tops.
Alright, it looks pretty good.
See everything?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Checkport just moved the camera to another game, so that's how long it took. Yeah, you're not going to be able to hear him real well, because the microphone is pointed at the game. The microphone is more for game audio.
We also got 10 stadium lights rocking on this bad boy.
I can tell, it makes a difference.
Oh, shut up.
Well, he picked the right song, so he's halfway there. So it sounds like you can hear him a little bit through the stream, which is perfect.
Hold it.
Getting away. Getting away.
Shoot the orbit with speed.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we are doing a test for a tournament.
Oh, shit.
Okay, Rolling Wonder. I mean, that's good. I mean, does the mix sound well? I mean, should I be louder or should the game be louder? And can you hear Eric playing the game and talking?
Dead, sir. Wipe yourself off. Dead.
Getting away.
Oh, I missed the double.
Alright, cool. Thanks, Rolling Wonder. Yeah, the headsets that we're using and the mixer is pretty nice. So commentator audio is going to be good. And hopefully, you know, a lot of tournaments you can't hear any game audio. So, you know, any game audio is a nice welcome addition. Alright, cool. Thanks, Rolling Wonder, for the input. That's exactly the stuff we're looking for. How does the video look? The playfield cam should be 30 frames a second, so at least on my end, it looks pretty smooth.
Says now shoot up.
December 2nd is the actual tournament that we are preparing for today. The Penn Stadium lights is huge for streaming. I mean, they look great in person too, but when you're streaming, it just... I mean, it was like it was designed for streaming. I'd like to figure out how to do the whiteboard thing on this. I know I figured it out at one point. Probably shouldn't click too many things. I don't know if I did the whiteboard thing on OBS or XSplit. We are using OBS here. Sure. But I love the where you can draw on the screen, draw arrows.
Alright, Hobbs, you want to try the next one?
Oh, sounds like I get to play. Woo! So, switch back over to groupings, and me and Eric are going to switch places. Yeah, it sounds, I mean, everything. We have one person commentating and saying it sounded good, looked good. And
Nice.
they could hear you a little bit, but they could hear me, they could hear the game.
Nice. Okay. I'll go holler if this one looks weird, but I don't have it. It's okay. All right. So Hobbs is gonna play some GOT. I'm just gonna. So, hey Hobbs, wait a second before you start. Oh, looks like you already went. So yeah, I mean, we can switch these pretty quick. Yeah, like I said, let me know how we sound, how the game sounds. Now we just, I guess my goal is, I obviously want you to be able to see the player. I want you to be able to at least hear the game, but you know, because of how loud this basement's going to get, we can't keep that microphone by the game too sensitive, or else it'll just overpower the stream, I think. But we'll see. Lighting seems okay. My basement's pretty bright, so. What's he got going on? You obviously picked Martell because he's a big wimp. Thanks for watching, buddy. So, and for this setup too, I know the cropping of the cameras doesn't look too pretty, but it's more or less, I guess, so we can have as little adjustments after moving the rig as possible. So that's why I kind of leave a little room for error on each camera. So when we should be able to just clip it to the next game or slide it down to the next game, and that's it, and not need any minor adjustments because it's cropped in so close. Working back into this same mid stack here. Looking rough, Mr. Hobbs. Looking rough.
Still shot.
He's still still not short plunging. I tell him every time he plays this game, short plunge. Never listens to me. Yeah, stream looks pretty smooth. Hopefully it looks smooth for everybody. Even with the player and the DMD only being 15 frames per second, I think this is more than watchable. Like I said, since I'm using this hub, I'm limited to how crisp I can make the cameras, but well worth the sacrifice if I can stream this many games in such a short amount of time. That way we can stream and commentate an entire qualifying and the finals. Just as long as I can get Zach and Greg from straight down the middle to come over and stream this. You guys better come over. It'll be awesome. You guys will make the stream fun. So just messing around in match play to get these groups done. To update the and anybody in stream, if you know the OBS software, feel free to let me know how to refresh a browser source that I've added to the stream without, right now I have to go into the settings of that source and then just hit OK and then it'll refresh. It won't, like I would like it to refresh every time I go to that scene, or be able to hit a quick keystroke to do it. I guess it's not a huge deal right now, but I just like to be as easy as possible for the commentators when they're messing around in this thing. Hobbs, did you even get the multi-ball?
Barely.
Alright, so you want to take it to fire? You could probably, if you just put your hand right up on the side of the metal bracket that's attached up there, and just kind of scoot it down.
Which way, fire?
Yeah. So you should feel the metal bracket up there, up on the plastic. Yeah, so push it from the right side, but just push it from the metal bracket and it should slide. There you go. I don't know if there's a partition in the middle, it might not slide as easy, but alright, good. Well, we'll check the groupings here. So right now, if you look, I have to go to properties and then hit OK, then they come back up. But I guess it's not the end of the world. But let's check the standings too, see how they update. Boom. Yeah, this is looking real nice. Hopefully it sounds good too. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right, Hobbs, the scorer's camera just needs to be tilted a little bit so it's pointed up a little bit more. That's perfect. And then the game's fine. You're fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Hopefully I can get more
All right.
ball on this one.
For your viewing pleasure, stream the worst System 11 ever made fire.
You feel so quaint coming from Game of Thrones.
Alright. So what you want to do in fire is, it's kind of hard to see from the glare from my crazy bright LEDs I have in there. But up at the top there's a horseshoe underneath that house that's in the back, or that building, whatever you want to call it. So straight up the middle, if you hit it around that horseshoe, it will bring up your little fire hydrant save post that's in the middle of the flippers, and it will also advance your bonus X only if the side of the horseshoe you go through is lit. And the inserts that light in that horseshoe, they're changed by the slingshots. So there's 2 slingshots up in the upper playfield by that building, and there's 2 slingshots down by the flipper. So every time a slingshot's hit, those lights cycle up in the horseshoe. So if you ever are trapped up on fire and see one of the sides of the horseshoe lit, you always want to go for it. Because like I said, it's going to advance your bonus X, which can be huge. Your bonus can be huge on long balls. And it also brings up your fire hydrant ball save in between your flippers. So it's pretty much a good rule of thumb to keep looping around that horseshoe. Other things that will lift up your ball save fire hydrant plunger in between those flippers, if you hit the orbits that right now you can see they're flashing green. They're little green flashing circles on either side. So if those two shots are two movable ramps that go up and down. So if the ramps are up, meaning you can loop around underneath the ramps, like Hobbs just did, it brought up that fire hydrant. So he was able to just not flip and have the ball bounce off that fire hydrant and gain control. So fire hydrant back up, came back up again, because he keeps hitting that loop. So yeah, one of the main things you want to do on fire is don't hit those ramps that he just keeps hitting. Don't hit those ramps ever. And concentrate on shots that are going to work you towards multi-ball and bring up your fire hydrant plunger. Hobbs is trying to get it under control. He's one shot away from multi-ball. There he goes. So he was one shot away. Like I said, it's hard to see, but there's a ladder ramp that comes up when you're ready for multi-ball that puts the ball straight into the opening of that building in the back. And that's how you start multi-ball. And once you're in multi-ball, all the fire inserts scattered about the game. There's 6 in the lower play field above the slingshots on either side. He's already put all those fires out. And then there's fires up top. There's 6 of them up by the building in the back. And then there's 2 fires that are around the orbits that he just hit. So the goal of multi-ball is to put out all those fires, and if you can, it'll give you 1,000,000 points. One of the things that is terrible about this game is when you're in multi-ball and you get the 1,000,000-point jackpot, there is nothing else to do in the game. Like, nothing's more valuable. It's just you have multiple balls out there, and I don't even think you can work back towards anything. Like, you could probably up your bonus X, whatever, but multi-ball is pointless after you get the jackpot. So you might as well just drain out and work towards your next multi-ball, which I think is so dumb. You should be at least work towards more jackpots. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't get more than 1 jackpot in a multi-ball. So right now Hobbs has one of his locks lit. If you see, he's got a green light circle lit on the right ramp. Well, the furthest right ramp. And when you have a lock lit, it lowers that ramp. So you can, and it loops it around the game and puts it into the house over to the left. And then if the left ramp is lit for lock with a green light on it, that loops it around and puts it in the right house for lock. And that's the first 2 locks you need to get for multi-ball. Hey, NorCal Pinball, what's up? Welcome to our test stream that I'm setting up for tournaments at my house, man. We got a rig that's on a track on my ceiling that's about, well, it's separated by 100 feet of Ethernet cable. And so yeah, this is all the cameras pushed to the max that it'll allow with all them working. So although it's not as smooth as other streams could be, I think this would work pretty well for a tournament. So the point of the rig is, I only have 1 set of cameras, so this will easily allow us to switch game to game from round to round in a tournament and still have a watchable stream. So we're just kind of testing it out tonight. It's been going good so far, it looks like, but the main thing we can't see is the audio quality, so let me know. Our goal is to hear the commentators clearly and then be able to hear the game, and maybe the player if they have a loud enough outburst, but so yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, you saw my post on Pinside. Cool. Well, I also put on there all the gear I'm using. That's Abby. The camera's right there. Yeah, so if anybody wants to try this at home, I suggest having an unfinished basement. That made things easier. But yeah. I had a tournament here in June. I'd like to have, you know, a couple, 2-3 tournaments here a year. Yeah, Vex, great. Thanks for the help on the streams there. I'm glad you're having way more luck with the C922 than I've had, man. I still don't know what's going on with that camera. I even have 2 of them too, so I've tried multiple C922s and I still get that issue with them.
Eric, my voice just changed.
Just changed.
It like got scratchy all of a sudden.
Huh.
Like it
Crazy.
wasn't scratchy today.
All right, next game. Here, I'll unclip it for you, Hobbs. Let's see.
What the
Let's get.
Demigorgon?
We'll show the
vine?
groupings. So between games, we would show the groupings here, the standings here, and the setup I have it to support 40 people. So a tournament up to 40 people would show up on these 2 screens here. So again, we're just messing around, seeing how this all works out. So I'll go switch to the next game and we'll keep this going. I just want to see how many games we can switch to in an hour or so. So, all right.
Eric, doesn't that seriously look like one of those vines? It's creepy.
I can put it in Adobe if you want.
No! I want to turn into Will. No.
That's kind of cool. And now, is it like 8-bit or 16-bit graphics?
Is it like what?
Well, you said it's like top-down stuff like Zelda.
Yeah.
Now, is
Eric,
it
if they had a-
like the same graph? Like, is it 8-bit
Oh,
graphics?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Eric. Eric. Eric.
Yeah.
If they had a Stranger Things pinball machine, would we have it?
There's a rumor that it could be coming out in the future.
Wait, we have Hook?
Hook!
Or is
Hook!
that Sutters? Is it Sutters?
Yeah. Okay. So you want to see the process, NorCal? What are you talking about? I'll give you any info you want, man. You mean the process of switching the game up on stream? It's kind of tough to, I don't know the way to do that, show it on stream. Because like I said, the computer where all the cameras are hooked into is so far away. So like the camera that's got me on here, yeah, that's the only thing I'd be able to use to show you how we move from game to game. But okay, maybe you're talking about leave this view on so you can kind of see us move from game to game. We could do that for the next one. But yeah, like I said, it's a pretty quick process, and I've made it so it needs the DMD cam is usually the one you kind of have to tilt or change a little bit, but I try to keep the cropping wide so we don't need to do that as much. But it's not an exact science, but I want to say, 30 seconds tops it takes to go from one game to the other, and that's if I were to go from a game at one end of my basement to the other, which are probably at least 40 feet apart. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll do that, man. I'll leave this screen up when we switch to the next game, so you can watch. One of the last things I need to do is finish up the cleanup of the cables that are running into the rig. Right now I have them all combined in a flexible kind of plastic sheath like you see in pinball machines. That go from the head to the body, that keep everything organized. So I put those all over the couple cables that go to the rig, and then I'm going to have a channel that runs across my ceiling that you kind of just, when you move the rig, you just kind of tuck tuck the wires in there. It shouldn't be too big a deal at all. That way, it's always suspended up high, and it won't be. Right now, we're just letting it sit around the game. But yeah, I'll have that cleaned up eventually.
Wouldn't it be cool if there was like a Demi Gordon, like for the promotion, and you try to shoot it into his mouth?
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And then yeah, because it could open up with that.
Yeah. Because then if there you could unlock like what's his name? The baby Demi Gordon that Dustin found.
Oh, Dart.
You could like unlock Dart.
Yeah.
To get like candy bars or whatever those were.
Yeah, his Fina Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Abby's got all the ideas for Stranger Things pinball machine. And there could be a mode where it would be the upside down.
Oh, and then everything would turn black.
Yeah, so let's say you're playing it normal, and then if you go into the upside down mode, all the lights would change, but then the lights would make the artwork on the game change.
But then it would. What if it had like one of those things that could have like you know how there's always little like pieces.
Yeah,
floating
like
in the air?
yeah, that'd be hard to do.
Oh, that would be sweet.
All the I don't know what you call that. It looks
Does
like
this work?
Yeah, it works. Put it on. You'll be able to hear me. It's like flying in a helicopter. Turn it around the other way. Turn them around the other way.
It does. It's weird.
Yeah, so you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're too big for
Yeah.
me.
Nice, dude. You're watching the live stream. Thanks for checking that out. Yeah, I went over to a buddy's house and we failed miserably at trying to do some of the harder stuff in that game. It was fun though because I got a lot more clarification on how some of the modes worked on that game, so that was fun. All right, what's Hobbs going on here? Pretty average game of Star Trek.
Is there only 3 balls on that game?
Yep. So.
Or only the old games, the 5 ball ones?
Yep. So odds and evens, Grand Prix, and Jungle Queen are the only ones we put on 5 ball. Yep.
Is Hook for
Yep.
Sutter's mom?
Yep. So I'm fixing that up for them, so they'll have it for Christmas.
Oh.
Got a Hook in the house, shopping it out for a friend. I haven't gotten to play it too much because I'm having trouble with the left flipper. It doesn't work. There's something wrong with the flipper board that I need to figure out. All right, Hobbs, new game.
They're playing World Cup soccer.
Check the DMD, how's that look, Abigail?
Um,
DMD needs to be pointed up a little bit. That's good. A little more.
I already told them
That's
that
good.
we were playing World Cup soccer.
Yeah, man. So there you go. That's about it. Yeah, Hook. Like, I played a couple practice games on it when I've been redoing the flippers. I had to do a full flipper rebuild because they hadn't been done before, and it's really tough to make that wind coaster ramp if you don't have rebuilt flippers. So that was the first order of business. And then after I rebuilt them, I did something to that solid state flipper board where I need to find out what component failed because the left flipper became all flaky and then it just stopped working.
Okay, what's that?
So that's showing the people. So like we're pretending.
I know, but like, what's that game?
Oh, Star Trek.
Oh.
Star Trek Pro, because there's 3 different models of the games.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just for practice if we were actually doing a tournament. Because look, we can show people that. So they can't see what you're seeing over here, but if I click this button, now they're seeing what we see. So see how that first group on Big Game with Pete, you can see it right here. So this is what the people that are watching can see. So it's the same thing that we're looking at.
Oh. When's the tournament? Why do you already have it set?
Because I'm a planner, just like my mom.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You wait last minute for everything.
Yeah, but everything works out, doesn't it?
No.
Come on, everything that I run is pretty fun.
Wait, where's the tournament at?
Here, we're gonna do it here again.
Oh.
So this is like what it's, yeah. It'll
So
be,
you're telling me?
your mom won't be here. You guys have, I think, our cousin Emily has her baby shower though. You guys won't be here.
Yeah, but we won't be there all night.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're back soon. Yeah, we're trying to. We want to stream that whole tournament so people can watch everybody play the tournament.
Well, what if somebody has like a problem with doing online?
Well, then we can put a bag over their head or something.
That would work so well.
We could have them wear a Halloween mask while they play. So one of the issues with World Cup soccer, you can kind of see the DMDs. The DMD sits back in its little housing, so unless you can get like real down low and look straight at the DMD, it kind of cuts off the very top couple lines of the DMD. So when you have a multiplayer game going, it kind of cuts off the top of the numbers a little bit, but it's still legible. I couldn't mess with the cameras to get that looking right without changing the camera so much that then when you would move it to another game that isn't like this, that it wouldn't, it would make it a pain in the ass to switch the camera. Because like I said, I want it to be as minimal adjustment of the cameras game to game as possible. We just want the rig to just be unclipped, clipped to a new game, and boom, go. And yeah, so I think this will work out. So we're gonna have.
I just realized something. You said that me and Mommy, we're going to go to the Emily thing. Why is Mommy's name on there?
Be careful with the microphone; it's sensitive. You're banging it up against stuff. Well, yeah, this is just practice. These aren't the actual people that are playing it. These are just people from playing the other tournament that we had. So yeah, December 2nd will be the stream for the tournament. Tournament's going to start at noon. Should run pretty much all day. So we're going to have a 40-player match play, 6 rounds, and then we're going to have a finals with the top 16 making the finals.
Are there kids coming?
There's one boy coming with his dad. So yeah, we'll have one kid playing.
No, like Dale and Andrew.
Oh, Dale and Andrew are coming, but I don't think they're bringing their kids.
Well, really? Real quick,
That stinks.
and their other oldest, she was in the hospital from migraine.
I know. I heard about that. That stinks. All right, what's Hobbs got going here on the World Cup? I saw he was pretty butthurt. Oh yeah, looks like he got through the first couple balls pretty quick.
I have a question. Why does it say like Boston, New York, Orlando?
Okay, so see the purple World Cup letters here?
Yeah.
So each of those has a city represented. So the P is like, I don't know, Ohio or
Pennsylvania.
Cleveland. Yeah. So each one has a city. So one of the goals of the game is you have to advance through. So look, Hobbs has already been. See how he's already lit up 5 of them?
Yeah.
If you work your way all the way up to the top, the last one, the big red dot, that's Los Angeles. And that's the final mode of the game, where you play Germany, and you have to see how many goals you can get.
Germany.
Yep. That's why you play them last. So yeah, so he has to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more cities, and then he's to the final mode. NorCal, we will be able to stream with my current setup. Just to keep it conservative, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have 12 games to easily stream with the current setup that I have. it'll be 13 because we'll have one more in this row, and then we have 3 more up against the other wall. But with the current slack that I have on the cables I'm using to run the rig around the basement, it might be pushing it to get to that other wall where the other 3 games are at. So at least 13 up to 16 will be able to be streamed in the future. Yeah. All right, Abby's gonna run down all the games that we have. Let's see how good she is.
Okay, we have Grand Prix Firepower.
We took that to an arcade, so it's
Never
not
mind.
down here.
Grand Prix, Odd and Even,
Yep.
Jungle Queen, Fire, Game of Thrones, Lethal Weapon 3, Big Game, Star Trek, Walking Dead, World Cup Soccer, Tron, Xenon, and look, okay.
Yep. And then there's one more, the big one next to the fridge. That
I
hasn't
didn't
worked.
say Big Game.
Yeah, you did.
No, what?
Yeah, you said big game.
What's?
Yeah, the one next to the fridge is really big. It's all colorful. It's yellow. It's
I don't
all
know what that one's called.
Genie.
But is that gonna be in the Nintendo?
If we can get it fixed, Bob's supposed to come over and help me with that. I got a switch matrix issue on Genie. Hopefully that'll be fixed by the tournament. But for sure 12. At most probably 14 or 15. But I mean, there's only 6 rounds in qualifying, and what I plan to do, maybe for the viewers to get kind of more used to the games and the commentators to be able to, stick with the game. We might, we'll probably stream in qualifying. There's 6 rounds. I'll probably stream for the first 2 rounds 1 game, for the next 2 rounds another game, and then the final 2 rounds a 3rd game. That way we'll have as many people visible on the stream as possible in qualifying, and then for the finals we'll obviously we'll follow, like, we won't follow the same group through the finals, but each round we'll pick a group and follow them through the 3 games that they're going to play in their round, and then obviously the final round we'll follow that group.
Tron is what I said.
Yeah. All right, Hobbs, you good to take it to Walking Dead, or you want me to do it? All right. On that side, there wasn't a track long enough, so you'll see that, like, it might not slide over where one track ends and the other one starts. So you might have to unclip it, but if that's the case, I can come do it because it's kind of like hidden where the latch is.
Look.
Heck yeah, NorCal, you are welcome anytime, my friend. Not sure how often you're over this way, but and actually, speaking of NorCal, shortly after I was in college, I lived in Lake Tahoe for 6 to 8 months. It was fun.
He's trying there.
There we
Is that
go.
Walking Dead?
All right, Hobbs, DMD camera, just come down a tad. Or sorry, down and to the right a tad.
Or is that the D&D camera? That. Got it.
Yep, and just up a squash. That's perfect. Cool. So yeah, you guys can see it. Can switch this stuff pretty quick.
Didn't you make it like your own contraption thing?
Yep, I had to custom make it. Well, it's a lot of parts that I bought, and I just kind of zip tied them all together.
Yeah, zip ties.
Yeah.
They're all zip ties.
A million zip ties I've been through
I
to
always
get this
play with
system
zip
going.
ties.
Yeah. Alright, so I think after this game of Walking Dead, Hobbs and I are going to have a challenge match where we're going to play best of 7. He's the higher rated player, so he's going to choose game 1, and then loser picks game after that. And what we'll do is I'll turn up the sensitivity on the mic over by the game so you guys can hear us better. And yeah, we'll do a challenge match where we'll switch game to game with the cameras.
Yeah.
That is absolutely a baby pack. We forgot to mention that. Baby pack's never used for the tournaments, but that is a baby pack, man. It's in a nice little nook right underneath our stairs that come down to the basement. It's like a perfect spot for that game.
Yeah, it fits perfect.
Yeah. That's the first. A buddy of mine actually moved to San Francisco and owned that forever, and he let me watch it for you.
Didn't he also have fire? Was Tyler?
That was his mom's game.
Oh.
But yeah. Hey Jeff, what's going on, man? We're testing out a tournament stream rig that I've been working on for quite a while. Yeah, we're able to switch game to game really quickly. With minimal adjustments. Yeah, we got Hobbs playing Walking Dead right now. I think he just started a fresh game because that first one did not go well. Take care, NorCal. Alright, so I wonder what Hobbs usually goes for here.
Shut up.
Oh, he got the dirty pool going on the under the left ramp. I haven't met him in person, no.
Oh, okay.
There is a Jeff in our league, but not that Jeff.
Isn't he the one guy that, like, he was at, yeah, he's a player,
Yep.
and then he was wearing his, like, work shirt when we were at, it's like, wearing his work shirt.
So Jeff, I posted on the thread on Pinside my equipment list, but essentially there's this Rubbermaid fast track system. It is for garages, and you put it on your wall. So basically, the wall's in front of you, you set it across your wall, and it screws into the studs. And it comes with attachments that you can just clip on, slide down, do whatever you want, and like hang your bikes, your tools, whatever you want on it.
We have wooden beams.
Then, but what I did was I just took that and applied to my ceiling. So my basement's unfinished. Hush. So my basement's unfinished, and I have the tracks across the floor joists, and I have one of the attachments from the system. I have basically, and I'll post some pictures on Pinside too in the streaming thread. But anyway, so there's attachments coming off of that track that can either slide down, or you can unclip them and walk them down to the other set of tracks that I have tracks set up all over the ceilings down here. So, so you can either unclip it, walk it to the other end of the basement, clip it back on, or if you're on one track, you can just slide it down with your hand. So it has an attachment that attaches to the track, and then off of that, I basically have zip tied to it a monopod that comes down and has the playfield camera on it, so that's pointing straight down. Then I have, interestingly enough, I have an arm from a lighting stand for DJ lights. So it's basically a hollow metal tube that's about this long, and it has holes in it where you could mount DJ lights to it. But essentially what I did is I took that and I attached it to the attachment for the fast track system, and have it
zip tied.
Yeah, and it's all attached with zip ties. There's a million zip ties in this thing. But anyway, it's pointed at a 45-degree angle from this track. So then I have a gooseneck clamp that also attaches a camera to it, and that points at the DMB. And then I have another gooseneck on that same arm, that lighting stand arm, that comes over and is also showing the player cam. So essentially, everything is hanging from this track, suspended from the ceiling. Yes. So anyway, everything is hanging from the ceiling.
What?
All in one piece. It's all attached to an attachment that is on the track. So that's how quickly you can move the stuff. There are two wires coming from it. One's an Ethernet cable for the USB hub that has all the cameras plugged into it, and it allows me to have the streaming station 100 feet away from the rig. So I have the Ethernet cable running across my ceiling of the basement, coming over to the computer, which is way far away. Then the other cable is an extension cable that plugs the USB hub needs power. So I have that there, and I have it all nicely wrapped up and I haven't gotten the other stuff I need to hang from my ceiling to have the wires organized on my ceiling right now. We just have them laying on the floor, but it'll all be suspended when it's all said and done. Is that a mod on the crossbow cannon? Yeah. Can't remember who made it. Some guy like named Yoko something or Yo-Yo Copter maybe on Pinside. It's actually a crossbow with a laser sight on it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so the way I envisioned something like this for bigger tournaments was maybe somehow making some sort of portable scaffolding almost. That at most tournaments you're going to have one line of games, or at least a line of 20 or 15 games. Most shows I've been to, all the games are in one line. Somehow make some portable scaffolding that has these fast tracks on it, or something similar, and then just have a rig hanging from it that you can either, I mean, if you've got enough money, it can be motorized, and just move it with a remote, or just slide it down like I have, and have clamps to kind of, some sort of track system. That way you only need one set of cameras. And the biggest thing is you're getting the DMD, you're getting the play field, you're getting the player, most importantly. A lot of times when you see the player cam at tournaments, it's just kind of showing the whole row of players, and you're not really sure who's playing the game you're watching. So yeah, I think it'd be really hard to implement something like I did at a public event tournament at like a show or something like that, but I mean, I guess it's possible, and it'd be much cheaper than having 50 cameras set up. And like I said, you're getting one-on-one experience with the player, so you're seeing his reactions, actually playing the game. Yeah, so I think it'll work for the tournaments I have at my house, that's for sure. Can you more easily see where? Yeah, the laser sight helps, but it's more kind of window dressing. I still kind of just use where the actual physical mechanism is on the playfield. I find little pieces of the artwork that I know where it needs to be in order to hit that shot, and that's what I kind of use to aim, not necessarily the laser sight, but it's cool. All right, Hobbs, you want to do a heads-up challenge?
Sure.
Where's your phone? Make it official. I don't know how you did that. All right, so we're gonna. Hobbs and I are gonna play a best-of-7 match, head-to-head against each other. So he gets to pick a game, we play it. Whoever loses that game gets to pick another game.
So it's like
First
a
to
tournament.
Yeah, first to 4 wins.
Oh. I'll be
So.
here.
Okay. Will you watch and tell us if all the stuff looks okay, like if you can see the DMD and
Yep,
stuff?
I'm switching seats and microphones.
Okay.
Wait, no, I'm gonna keep. Yeah. I just have to adjust that one. Oh my gosh.
Alright. Oh, what I wanted to do was... Oh, Palmieri. Alrighty. So Abby, you tell us if you can't see anything on this game.
Okay. I don't know what stuff's called. Like.
So that's called the DMD.
Okay.
And that's probably gonna be the only one that you're gonna tell us to move. So
Can I just say like the one with the words?
Yes. Well, just tell us whether this one needs to go up or down.
Okay. What
Okay.
if it needs to go left or right?
Well, say that too. There you go.
What's your Wi-Fi? I tried to connect.
Workhouse. Don't be guessed.
Okay.
I don't know how that works. It kind of set itself up, and I have no idea.
Password.
Abby with a capital A, A-B-B-Y.
That's it?
1225. Star Trek with lasers added to the cannons. That's sweet.
What are the cannons?
So the game he's talking about has these 2 cannons that sit on either side of the game that like will load the ball in them and will shoot them across the game. It's pretty cool.
I I've never seen lasers in that one.
Alright, did you send it? Do I have to?
What game are you playing?
We're not sure. Che gets to pick it. Alright, challenge match.
Do you know what your ID is?
It didn't save me from the last time. I wonder if we can
It might.
hit it and say.
Homer,
Oh my
stop
goodness!
Is it
Barking.
like 15:30 or something?
I'm going up at 9:15.
Nope.
So.
Okay, that's fine.
Max, these dogs are annoying. Max, come here. Come on. Come on. Sit with me.
Baby Pac-Man is the one game that is not able to be
Come on,
streamed
come
with
on.
this rig, unfortunately.
Come on. Come on, Max. Max, come on. Come on. Come on.
He's not gonna be able to sit on that.
Yes, he
Are
is.
you able to get to match play?
You're not a dreamer.
10:30.
Come on. Max, stop. Crazy.
Looks like you have to do it by number.
You would think it would save me from our previous match, and I don't know why, but it's not letting me get to match play.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
There you go. Challenge has been sent.
Okay, let's see if I can.
Oh, Haley's playing? Isn't that, like,
Let's see here.
someone's...
Down.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Let's see. How do
No,
I get to...
down. No. Be good. Be a good puppy. It was like, I'm listening to you.
Alright. Let's see. Challenge matches. Hobbs.
I wanted to ask you, what is this?
What's that say? Create challenge. It says active challenge, Hobbs. Accept challenge.
What is
Alright,
this?
challenge match. That's when the screen's closed, you push that to open it up.
Oh.
Alright, Hobbs, what's game one?
Let's do fire.
Woo!
Alright, they're doing fire.
Hobbs, game one, fire. Hope you weren't listening to me
So hard to fit.
over there when I was explaining how to play it.
I heard you say never shoot for the Rams. I kept hitting the Rams over and over.
I was like, see what Hobbs is
Alright,
doing right now?
they're
Don't do
moving.
that.
I can hear you. You see so much more artwork on this game with these lights.
Alright, Abby, can you see the scores?
Yeah. It's good.
Alright. Alright, so I'll go second.
Alright. You can go first if you want.
Oh, really?
I would like that.
Eric.
That's sexism, Hobbs.
Eric, he should have picked Game of Thrones because I beat you in that before. Palmer still down? Oh, never mind. See him.
What's that?
I was gonna ask, is Palmer still down here? And then I looked at
Of
him.
course he is. There's food involved.
Palmer max out.
I don't think you can start that much quicker.
Eric,
I was like, he's gonna drag that ladder up.
is this? Does that look good, or do you need to raise it up more?
No, it's fine. As long as you can see all the numbers, that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfectly in the middle.
If you guys don't think it looks good, just tell me.
Alright, let's simulate a louder basement here.
Choose your house.
Why? Okay, I will be back. I'm gonna go get some slime because I'm bored.
Alright, chat, let us know if the sound from the games is too much or okay or whatever. What the hell, Hobbs? I think challenge match is your thing, dude.
Oh.
So I got 4. So,
How did you know about
almost.
the ramp?
I didn't even know it was
The
up.
ladder ramp gives you a lock. So you don't have to hit the lid lock. If you hit the ladder ramp, it gives you.
I think he is doing the live tournament. Hold on. Eric!
Yeah.
Someone commented.
Sorry?
Someone commented if you do it into a large tournament, aren't you already doing one into a large tournament? Aren't you going to?
Yep, so that's the.
Good job, Bob.
Yeah, that was a great ball by Hobbs there. He's basically on my close to my top score list with his ball one score of 4.34 million. So yeah, the point of this setup is to use it for a larger tournament. I have a tournament here on December 2nd. There should be about 40 people here. I have scenes set up to show the groupings right here, the standings here. I'm just running a mock tournament right now just to show, just to have this stuff come up. And then, and then the rig to be able to switch game to game quickly. So yeah, that was basically the whole point of coming up with this rig here, because if I'm just doing my weekly streams, I'll definitely eliminate this USB hub so I can have the cameras at a much higher resolution and higher frames per second, so it looks better. But this is definitely a test run for a large tournament. So, yep, hopefully this will work out. But yeah. All right, now time for me to try and match that ball from Hobbs. That was crazy. Running a gauntlet, Hobbs?
Sorry if you hear things, because I have a few things to be better. kids?
No, it's a private message.
Oh. Because I know it's DM means.
Sounds good, Jeff. Like if you check in the streaming thread on Pinside, I put all my, I guess, bill of materials, as you could say, but at least for my setup that I had down here, you're going to need an unfinished basement with some floor joists that you can attach these tracks to. If not, you're going to have a pretty big eyesore in a nice finished basement or other place. Or you have to devise some sort of portable rig that you could hang this track from at a show or something. I'm not really sure how you do that, but alright, I'm gonna go try and psych the comms out. This is ridiculous.
Wait, why did it just get like dark all of a sudden?
Because the lights were flashing.
Oh.
When the lights flash, the camera doesn't know what to do.
I'm most interested, not. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Jeff. I think it can, but like I said, you need something, some sort of like scaffolding or something that you would be able to have. I don't know, stand on one end, stand on the other, and then something over top of all the games connecting it, and then be able to have the rig on it and then slide it from side to side. Because like I said, this is just a track system that's normally reserved for attaching to the wall of the garage with these attachments that you hang stuff from, like tools or bikes or whatever. But I have it hanging from the ceiling, so it slides from side to side. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an idea that can be done at larger shows. You just got to figure out how to hang it, exactly. So. Also, like sleeping underneath my pillow. We got new GC here, boys.
Do you have any questions that you think that I might know?
Said the high score is 3 million. Is that
I would ask
first
those.
high score?
Yeah, I think it's high school.
I don't want to. Why don't you just put the paper towels over there?
Oh. Nice work, Hob. I think I stole. Alright, so this times my score by 10 and I'll be good.
The reason why there's so much
Get around.
noise behind this is because I decided to turn off all the other Who's winning? Or I guess I can look. Hobbs is winning. Thanks a ton. Well, the reason why we have flipper colors that are different is because of the sports teams that we like. So we have like blue and white for UK and like black and orange for Bengals. And some of them I think we have like Reds colors. He just doesn't like the same colors. So it's probably not going to change. Yeah, stay in touch. Where'd it go? Eric,
Yeah.
this one, I told this one guy asked, he said, thanks a ton. He said, thanks a ton. It drives me crazy that the flippers are in different colors, but I said it's because of the sports teams they're like, and I said blue and white for UK and all that.
Yep. And now that it's Bengal season, I usually all the rest of them are black and white.
But it's now UK season.
I know. I need to switch them back again. I was late on switching to the orange and black.
Do you ever do the red and white?
What's that?
Do you ever do red and white?
I do, but I've tried to do that for reds. It takes time to switch them all over.
Yeah, so those are the main sports teams. I don't know.
And you really didn't have any. Usually when teams are high, I have a bonus that's worth like 800 or 900K.
Eric,
Hang on.
what ball are you on? I guess I can make ball 3. Got it.
Jeez, oh Pete.
I'm gonna be going with a 1 minute.
What's your initial set, Hillbilly?
Let me go check. Eric, hold on. Never mind. Hold on. I want to come to you. What's a row?
What?
Like, he asked how many games are in your longest row, and I want to tell you.
Yeah, what's that?
What is it like that?
Yeah, he wants to know what's in that whole row.
Alright.
Say 8 so we can put up the 10. Alright, grand three.
Okay. So we have 8, but Eric said we can put up to 10. And the games that were
You better not sweep me in my own damn house.
on fire, Game of Thrones, Lethal Weapon 3, Big Game, Star Trek, Walking Dead, Tron, and World Cup Soccer.
I like Grand Prix, but we can go back quick.
1 second. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
make sure.
It only takes one good ball.
Yeah, okay. So, that is all we're going to be getting of me tonight. So, bye. I'm going up.
Okay. Thanks, Abby.
Getting away.
Alright, Hobbs, you ready?
It's you, isn't it? You picked the game?
Oh, I did.
I ain't going first.
I'm going first. Shit. I thought hurricane season was over.
I only go first in the first game.
Oh!
So as you can see, I set up a separate scene for these EMs and solid states. So even though I do have to do a little bit more adjusting when we switch to one of these games, it's still not that bad. Hobbs is making me sit down for this bullshit. Hopefully the, oh, there he goes, right when I sit down. Everyone hates that I have different colored flippers.
Everyone should.
It makes
Everyone should hate
angry.
that. Everyone's correct.
Especially here, because the white on the white makes it look like a gigantic flipper.
It's not good. It's not fun. It does look bizarre.
Oh, double blemish off the back. And
What's 2 times 0?
We'll say 0.
I think I can get double bonus.
hit 2 drop targets down, but they gotta be 2 drop targets from the same quadrant, so A and B or C and D. And yeah, don't let up that number 1 in between your flippers. Next thing you know, you got it. I'm in my own damn house and Hobbs is beating me. It's embarrassing.
That'd be.
So are you talking about different flipper rubbers? I will say the white on white is weird because it makes it kind of look like the flipper's gigantic. So, sorry, man. I love kind of like my tip of the cap to my favorite sports teams. Depending on what season it is, it's UK, Reds, or Bengals. You know, always 2 colors. So, Rolling Wonder, you were asking how easy can you adjust the setup for each game on the computer and not just the rig? So, are you saying through cropping the image to get it to show what we want to show? I'm not sure. The main things you can do from the computer end is cropping the image in or bringing it out, and obviously that has limits because the camera can only see so much. You can blow it up, you know, obviously make the image a lot bigger. You can rotate it, so you can have the camera point any way you want, and then have the computer flip it around and do that kind of stuff, or mirror it. That's about it. You can't do much in the way of adjusting or tilting, anything like that. It's all going to be at the camera. But like I said, I think I have it to the point where it's pretty good. And Hobbs is about to roll Grand Prix, and I'm going to have to go there and break his legs. This is insane. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, Rolling Wonder. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the beauty, and I just found this out recently with the different scenes. So obviously the EMs and the early solid states need a camera that can see the whole back box to get all the displays. I was able to set up different scenes, so you know it's just a click of the button and then it just jumps over to the other camera setup, and then we're good to go. Yeah, so I'm glad it's working out. Hopefully this will be. Man,
I got less points now. What happened?
look at you, Hobbs. Yeah, sorry about that, Rolling Wonder. Sometimes I read too quickly.
I'm losing my 70,000.
Typically for tournament play, I say play extra balls, but I'm not letting you do crap. You're gonna get 30 extra thousand just from plunging. Wow. Great ball, I think you're gonna get GCs all over the place. So I think the high on Grand Prix is 1-4 something. I think Jeff has that less than that.
Yeah, 148.
I got double bonus on every ball. I haven't done anything with it.
Gosh, dog it. Man, oh man. Yeah, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue because the game that we're playing right now is very close to the stream table. So hopefully there's no issues with the sounds because of that. So I was just telling Chad the high score on this Grand Prix since I've gotten it is 1.48 million, and he's at 1.1. So he's on his way, and we're only on ball 3. That's what I forgot to do. This camera needs to be positioned down a little bit so you can see the ball in play lights at the bottom. Woo, look at that save. So you can easily hear Game of Thrones, I guess. Hopefully you can hear both. That's the goal. Hopefully at least be able to hear the game you're playing amongst other things when the whole basement's going. Ah! Your turn again. That's an issue I thought I'd fix.
I'll give you a consolation ball.
Thanks. So I have an issue with my Grand Prix where sometimes it'll, when it switches to the next player, it skips them, and so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Okay. Yeah, that's the goal. Like, if the whole basement's going nuts, hopefully you can at least kind of hear the game the person's playing. Alright, start the long, slow climb. So I got this one and one more. House is going after his second straight GC. Wow. I thought for sure this was going to take me down today.
I almost picked it.
That's good. I'm off!
But I'm just not consistent on it. There's days that I can't hit the spinner at all. I definitely played full game.
I'm having that day right now.
It is 0 times.
Stay alive. Oh, crap. Take it. God damn. Oh, no. Jesus.
Well, hello, goodbye.
I'm just shy of $1 million away from you, Hobbs.
I know how to make you drain. Just put the headphones on.
Yeah. Well, if this holds, Hobbs is gonna. I get a consolation ball because the game skipped me. So Hobbs ends with 1,321. So 1,321,150.
No GC for me.
I'll take a clip of my score so we can add it. All right.
Yeah, if you can roll on ball one, you win. Now there's a few points.
Being sealed my fate by playing keep and roll and wins.
Alright, double glass is next. Come on. Beer frame. Ah, there it is.
Oh.
Jeez, what is that, like 400? Alright, Hobbs is up 2-0. It's my choice again.
What will he pick?
I'm picking Game of Thrones. I gotta get all win.
As long as it's not Walking Dead.
Well, that's gonna be next. If I lose.
Maybe next, are you
So you
saying
mind
that-
switching that over to the D&D game?
Are you saying you're gonna lose?
I hope not.
It's only going to be next if you lose. No, there is no 1 million point light. You just gotta remember it. In a tournament, you're supposed to like throw up a hand and like, I need a witness. Never had to do that yet. DMD games just shows like the logo.
Oh,
Is-
go down to Chuck Work.
Okay. Or you need to come up a little with the
Oh,
DMD.
D&D. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Well, let's do this.
Need to get control of the ball. All games should have that.
Choose your house.
If I ever win like $100 million in the lottery, I'll hire people to write custom code. My pinball machines. And every game will have it. I don't care if it's
House
piano.
Baratheon. House Greyjoy. House
so-
Tyrell.
You're up 2-0. I picked the game, so you first and second.
I'll be second.
Yeah.
Going strong.
I'm gonna put the headset on so you push the drain. Why do that?
Yeah. Game switching is awesome. It was one of those things that when it was just an idea, it was like, yeah, it's fun. It works awesome.
Lock is lit.
Does everything look and sound
And that's how
okay
Tyrell Mode is done, ladies
this
and
week in
gentlemen.
pinball?
Okay. Oh. Ah.
Looks like there's a little bit of glare on this game.
Damn.
I guess because that light's right over it.
Ugly.
Long claw.
I am not going to win this game.
Oh boy.
It has been a long long time since I've had over 300 million on this. I'm used to playing the one at Jungle Gyms, which is all jacked up.
You're in deep doo-doo, Ab.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm talking about how I'm gonna lose.
Like water. Multi-ball.
I'm surprised they haven't done the color DMD on this yet. It's been out for what, 3 years? 2 years? I can't believe they did one for Rocky and Bullwinkle. I wasn't too impressed with the Rocky and Bullwinkle one.
I'm pretty sure extra balls are on, so we'll just plunge them.
I say you plunge them and I play them. That sounds fair.
Extra ball.
That was bad black water.
I don't know if you got a replay or not. Did you get a replay in this game?
Yeah, because I had parties with little kids over, so the replay is really low. It auto-adjusts. Some nights when I'm playing this and I'm on like a crazy run of solid games, like the replay will be like 4 billion.
That's like you're at Arcade Legacy.
Oh, I hit one. Woo-hoo,
This
baby.
game I'll need all the extra balls I can get.
I can't hit a gold target to save my life. I'm trying to hit one.
That's all I can hit. I'm calling a ball 3 comeback win. My balls 1 and 2 will be under 100 million. Ball 3 will be 1
Keep it
bill.
the same one.
Which I guess 1 bill's probably not going to win it.
Oh, come on.
He's going to get handed a king on ball 1.
I went through that whole nug, didn't do shit. There it goes. Well, for all that, I didn't get as much as I'd hoped, Pops.
Wow.
I get off the hook.
Shoot again.
Get skill shot.
I did not.
See the difference.
Alright. I let him off the hook with that ball 1, but I'll take that.
Choose your house.
Yeah, I think color DMD will be cool on this.
House
I'm sure it'll won't be too much longer. Because I don't think this game's going to get any more updates or anything, so if that's what they're waiting on, I feel like they can feel free to go ahead and do it.
Got the ball saves.
Oh, yuck. Do you even have 1,000,000 points out?
My call has like my balls 1 and 2 will be under 100 million. Ball 3 billion.
Well, I am living up to the prophecy of losing. But I'm kind of a ball 3 player.
Oh, crud.
It's always more fun to come back on ball 3. I've had so many like great ball 1s where you're like, oh, I've won it, and then you lose. There's nothing better than, you know, being the last player, coming back on ball 3, people yelling at you, like, you got it, you got it. Although I never trusted anyone. Hand of the king. I don't know, I've had some very bad-handed kings.
You are now the hand of the king.
What can happen? Yeah, it'd be nice to get a hand of the king on ball 3. I think that's the goal. I think if I can do good enough on balls 2 and 3 to get the hand of the king, I'll pull it out. It's kind of funny how like doing good makes you do better. Doing bad makes you do worse. Wow. Well, I am watching Eric blow up the game.
Ah, damn it.
I was explaining what we were doing. Oh, well, I guess he's done.
I'm so bad at hand of the
Get to
king.
play
It's
again.
actually like a pretty good hand of the king for me.
How much was it? 100.
275 million.
Oh, I just need to get 800 times my score.
New beer.
Well, I got still shot at double my score. Oh my god. I thought it was a ball save. I mean, not that I let it green, but I was like, oh.
Finish with work.
Ugh.
I can let you up the hook
I was trying to like lull you to sleep.
though. Okay.
I don't know how to play this game.
Better keep that door shut.
What's GC on this? 20 billion?
No, I haven't even gotten to 10. I think I'm at 8. Like high 7 or low 8 maybe.
Back this time.
Lock is lit.
Choose about the most I've done.
Yeah, it's one of the games where like, if you can get, once you understand those multipliers and start setting stuff up, you like, kind of like
Player
ACDC
2,
in that
you're
way.
up.
Where like you'll purposely avoid stuff to make things more valuable and then, I don't know, but you also need to,
I don't understand either of those games,
Yeah.
so.
well, ACDC is a little bit easier to understand because there's only one shot in the game that you're trying to load up and cash in. This one, it could be any shot in the play field that you set up that way.
What's the shot on this?
So like, no, that'll get your play field multipliers going, so that's one piece. But when your lit in lanes down at the bottom, spell fire. If you spell fire, I think 4 or 6 times, it lights the cannon for a song jackpot. So basically, during that ball, all your are building up that song jackpot. So as long as you're in the same ball, that song jackpot just builds and builds and builds and builds as you hit those shots. If you spell fire enough, the flash is pulsing by the camera, just pulsing like one unit. So then when it loads it, it'll say song jackpot, and it'll bring up the base value for song jackpot on the screen. If you can get 2x playfield or 3x playfield going on top of a, 20 or 30 million base song jackpot, all it does
What do
is
you
it
have?
puts it in the cannon.
What do you have to hit?
It puts it in the cannon, and then the middle drop target is flashing. So you hit that, boom, you cash it in for whatever the value is worth. And you can pass on grass and keep building that value up, and then spell fire a bunch more times, and then come back to it for an even higher value. But that's just like the risk reward. Because if you drain, all your song jackpot goes back down to 0.
ACDC.
That game's amazing. I do need.
Read it. Tomorrow.
I can't. I love that game too much.
Come on, Jeff. I haven't played in a while. Hobbs is having a terrible game.
Oh, yeah.
But head-to-head competition on Game of Thrones. If you get anywhere near 1 billion, you're going to win most of your matchups as long as you're not playing the top dogs in the world.
Is it over? Man,
I finally got a win.
got 100 sometimes my score.
All right, Hobbs, 2-1.
I gotta pick a game?
No, you don't have to.
Huh. Wow, that's true. This is Tron.
Cat.
Tron's hard.
I'm gonna say, let's do Tron. Tron's hard. All right, I'm gonna second. Think it might be good. I'm double check.
You build little sights into the cams, little like squares.
We good. Playfield cam, is it?
We gotta just slide it to the left. Yeah.
Little sights, like, wouldn't you?
Like almost like a gun sight, like a little square right here that you could look through. But
Yeah.
you'd have to make sure you were standing in the right spot
Yeah.
because it would change. Yeah. It's working pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like the switching is. The only other thing is, the last thing to test is going to be when I get the J channel. You just have to follow me as we move it, and then
Yeah.
just kind of stuck it in. I don't think it'll be that big of a deal.
And you train 4 people, you know,
Yeah.
they all kind of know.
Well, it's kind of like how we all got used to the match play stuff. Like,
Yeah.
everybody used to do this too. Because the key is like knowing like when it's latched. Like once it's latched, like this thing is strong. It's supposed to hold place. You should on motors.
That's pretty amazing. Oh. Alright. Let me get that skill shot.
All right. So the best of 7 match. Hobbs is winning 2-1. He beat my ass on Fire and then Grand Prix.
Gone.
I took Game of Thrones, so Hobbs is up 2-1 in the best of 7. Let's see if he knows Tron here. I wonder what he's probably gonna work towards the multi-balls. I don't think he knows the end of line jackpots that well, so.
Not want to go in the arcade.
Jeff, yeah, well, luckily, I have a buddy of mine who's redoing his basement / house, and he needed to make some room, so he brought over 4 of his games, 4 or 5. So only 10 of them down here are mine. So Star Trek Pro, Tron, Walking Dead Premium, Xenon, and Genie are his, and then everything else you see is mine. But yeah, I think this setup that we got going on is going to work great for a tournament. So I'm excited.
There's a lot of tips on pinball.
We need all the followers of Straight Down the Middle Pinball to petition and get Greg and Zach to come down here to my house on December 2nd and commentate the stream all day. I think that'd be great. They'd be awesome at it. It'd be a really entertaining stream all day. So anybody that can bug them on the forums, please do. Plus, they've never been to my house before, so it'll be fun. Yeah. Brady's his name, and he actually started the Northern Kentucky Pinball League with me. And yeah, he lives right down the road, and we've done temporary trades before. And yeah. So while his games are here, I babysit them, play them, make sure they're playing great. Yeah, so All right, Jeff, take care, man. All right, looks like it's my turn.
You're not gonna beat me by 100 times.
Hey,
I hope you do.
I thought just shy of 800 million.
Really?
No.
I was like, good lord.
Was that like you can get 100 million from one shot on this game, but it's literally impossible to set up.
He gets 800 million. I'm going home. Oh my god, he's already got 8 million? I played... Oh wait, ball 2. Oh, that's not good.
Bad news.
What's up?
It's a one-player game.
You dum-dum!
I was like, how did he already get 8 million?
Ha! I should have caught that. Well, no, it was already on your ball too, so if you don't get done it.
Almost like, okay, it says only on one player. I remembered it.
Yes! Hobbs is slipping. He's losing his mind.
Oh, I'll never do this good again. Gonna recreate the last ball.
So if you're wondering what happened there,
Shot for shot.
Hobbs started a one-player game. So, tournament rules, game must be restarted. So good for me, because he had a great first ball.
Uh-oh.
See if he knows to hit the scoop. He does. He does know about the end of the line jackpots. Alright, alright. DP Arcade, what up?
Oh, man, that was a mistake.
Alright. That's pretty good, Hobbs. You pretty much got yourself right back there. Oh, jam
It's a decent
shot.
little walk from Tron
That's what I
to
like
the
to see.
commentator booth.
That's what I like to see.
Hello, Deep Arcade. Yeah, I almost got the exact same score, 7 million. It's crazy.
Good start.
Yeah, I did like the exact same score. Like, I was like, yeah. I didn't look up. Like, I know what you're talking about. Alright, 7 million the first ball, 70 million second ball, 700 on the third ball.
Thanks, DP.
Multi-ball?
Welcome to the stream, man. In case you just tuned in, we're testing out a new stream rig I've been working on for a while. It's on a track on my ceiling, so we can easily switch games in seconds. And so yeah, hopefully it'll work out well for a tournament I have coming up at my house here in another few weeks.
Dang it.
Loving that player cam. You get to see Hobbs throwing a temper tantrum.
Some little dance, little failure dance.
Hobbs is having some pretty efficient balls.
Ball 2 is not my ball.
Another gem. That could be my saving grace here. Get back to me.
Thanks, Deep Arcade.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, we're doing a little test for a tournament coming up on December 2nd.
Alright, late second. Come on.
So we've got a rig that we can move around from game to game, like 8-10 different games. we'll have like 40 people here December 2nd. Hopefully we'll have some full-time commentators. A lot of people commentating the whole time. And we'll have standings. I've played this Tron before. The tilt is pretty serious. Woo! Surprised that wasn't a warning. How did I get 14 million? I'm getting 7 million per ball.
No way. Oh, thank
I really haven't played Tron much, and I really don't know it very well, but I've done okay at it. It reminds me of Spider-Man for some reason, just how it plays. That's another game that I haven't played a whole lot, but I've done well at it for some reason. I think it's the reason why I'm sometimes reluctant to learn rules.
Oh, Eric.
I swear there's games that I've done good at them until I learn the rules. Because then I think you get nervous going through the shots. If you're just, you know, okay, I'm going to hit this shot, and then I'm going to hit this shot. You don't really know what it's going to do. Then who cares?
Coming for you, Hobbs. Coming for you.
Quora. I need to see this movie. I don't know
Oh,
how to
and
pronounce
Jeff
the name.
started too.
Quora. I guess it says it in the game. He is coming for me. He's about caught up. I don't know how big bonuses are in this game. I bet they can get decent. Out of ball. I wish I knew how to get out of ball.
Oh, Eric.
Wow, that sucks. I just want to get that recognizer multi-ball. First few times I played this, that's the only shot I went for. And it worked out, so. Wow.
It's a good
Close
gem
game.
bonus. That was not good.
Man, close game.
Good game going there.
All right. This is tied up 2-2.
Wicked spin.
Yeah, that disc in the back puts so much spin on the ball. I've seen the disc in the back take the ball, throw it out in front of the disc, and it had so much backspin on it, it tossed it up through the spinner to the left of the disc. Yeah, it was crazy. So it came out, spun around, and then flung it back up the playfield. Yeah, Hobbs, I've seen that disc spin the ball so much that it comes out in front of it. It's spinning so much that it threw it back through the playfield.
Oh, wow. All right, so 2-2.
I don't want to lose them all three. What are you doing?
Ron goes quick.
He's very
I
mobile.
plunged into light cycle? Hilarious. I knew I was close to it when I was in that core because I was hitting all the light cycle shots. Okay. All right. perfect. Yes, sir. Might be a little tough to see the scores, but oh wells. I'll go first, House. Game 5. Pivotal game 5.
You have no authority.
All right, we're at 2-2. We're doing a best of 7 match play challenge match. I won the first 2. Let's see, it was Fire and Grand Prix. I had to look to remember the name of it. And then Eric has won the next 2, which were Game of Thrones
Stand
and
no chance. Why are you trying to fight us?
32 million already. I should be paying attention. Why did I pick this game? Just shoot out. You gotta hit the trigger like 6 times. It's a nice little outlane save. So it has multi-ball lit, which is, for me, when I train. Let's see if he'll do the same. Nope. Nope, he starts his multi-ball. Hopefully he squanders it. I should be watching. I don't even really know what to go for in multi-ball. I guess the left ramp is the jackpot. Get that restart. Oh, the restart is at the ramp.
Get up there.
Oh,
Oh, no way.
oh my god.
But I get multi-ball restart. And then hit a jackpot.
That's probably better, isn't it?
And I'm gonna miss that. Yes.
Oh man. We're gonna do it all over again. Hopefully exactly the same. So the ramp is jackpot and the restart is the 2. He's gonna ramp out. He's gonna hit that left ramp like 100 times. I feel like that's the kind of thing like your Jim Belcitos does.
Stay down.
I'm starting to think I should not have picked this game.
Oh, hit that ramp. Get a cool like 45 million in 2 shots.
A little victory lap.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I love the okay. Okay. I guess it's my turn. Wow, 138. Ugh.
138 is a good score for the whole game. All right, Joe Pesci. Give me
Alright.
power.
I can't do much better than that on ball one right there. Oh, sorry, I got the DMD cam in the way there.
That's the worst start.
I'll fix that on my
wow.
next ball. Oh, baby! That's how quick that can be.
Wow. I think I hit it once. Did you see it rejecting that hole on the right to 3?
Oh yeah, it does, like I even have like all kinds of stuff back there, so it tries to bend the ball. But if you hit a strong, dead-on shot in there, yeah, it's tough.
I was like, all right, perfect. I nailed it. Oh no, when and it's gone.
And it's gone.
Ugh.
Skill shot.
Well, sort of donated that first ball.
No way.
Oh, I'm back up again.
All right.
So a 10 by 12 room. So I remember having a 10 by 10 spare bedroom in my old house. I mean, 10 by 12. Having. I'm trying to think here. Coin door to coin door, like you're not going to be able to play if you put the games along each wall. So that means the coin doors are facing each other. I don't think you're going to have enough room to have someone playing one game and another person playing the game directly across from it, because they're going to be touching butts the whole time. So I think that room is fine, but you either have to only use one wall. So the 12-foot wall, you could put probably 3 games there comfortably, or you could squeeze 4 in. But the games would be pretty close together. Or what you could try to do is, if the room's just going to be for pinball only and nothing else is going to be in that room, maybe think about sitting the games back to back. So meaning have the games in the middle of the room and you walk around the outside of the games. Now you got to think too, like, can you pull the glass off them, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that's a pretty tight space, but I mean, do you already have the games? Or is this like you got the space and you're gonna get the games and start filling it out? Yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking it's way too tight for both walls. But yeah, you got to think about, can I take the glass off? Can people be playing multiple games at once? But yeah, I would maybe think about the back-to-back, like kind of cluster in the middle of the room idea. But again, you might not have enough room to take the glass off if you do that, or it's still might not be enough room for people to play at them. So that's a pretty tough situation for sure. But yeah. Reject from the loop. Leo shot.
Oh man, permits suck. Here in California.
Oh, almost city. One ball game. Huh?
Alright, in this ball, I'm gonna try not to drink. That's my plan. No drinks.
I'm gonna try not to drain on this ball.
That'd be bad.
That's the plan.
Okay, well, let's just keep our fingers crossed for that 16 by 24 space. Then we won't even have to worry about it. Because if you got a 24-foot wall, dude, you can put... I mean, my games are spread out, and I got 8 and a refrigerator on one 24-foot wall. So, yeah. Hey, Buffalo, thanks for the host, guys. Testing a pretty exciting tournament rig here tonight with my boy Hobbs. We're doing a head-to-head challenge right now. Well, yeah, man, I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to get the space, in my opinion, and then try and fill it up with pins than, like, have all these pins and trying to cram them into a small space. Like, I'd much rather have 6 pins and a 24-foot wall than 6 pins and a 10 by 10 foot room like you were talking about. So, oh, Hobbs is crawling back. So we got some lethal weapon action going on. Hobbs and I are playing a head-to-head match. This is game 5. It's currently tied 2-2, and I think I just took it 3-2.
Yeah.
All right, so the best of 7 head-to-head challenge is now. I'm up 3-2 on Mr. Chad Hobbs, and he has game choice. So let's see what he says. This is pivotal. He's got to win or go home right here. He's got to win to force a game 7.
Gosh. I suck at all these games.
Well, whatever, dude. You just put a GC up on my fire.
I can't pick that though. Let's do odds and evens, I guess. I don't.
Oh, righty.
Take the coin flip. It's better than a game I know I can't win. See, I'm gonna wear you out.
Well, I'm definitely making you go first on the end, so.
Yeah, let's play Genie.
Half the switches don't work. And if you hit it in the top saucer, it won't be able to kick it out. It'll be game over.
DQ for top saucer.
I tried to plug it up.
Says you tilted. I think I won.
Yeah, that is game over.
Oh god, this is one player too. Oh.
Yep, that's what I was saying. I'm going to have plenty of time to rest after all this moving. Yeah, so I'm going to have to make sure it looks pretty good. So we got to make sure that we can see the score and the green space below it for the balls in play.
So do you keep it on DMD for this?
Actually, we probably could. Yeah, we could. So it just needs to come up a little bit, I guess.
Yep. I think that's good. Well, a little more.
See it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read the score, but
Yeah, those lights are kind of bright in there.
yeah.
Here, I'll mess with the exposure. That's better. Even better. Alright, this is Pivotal Game 6 on Odds and Evens, ladies and gents. Ladies and germs.
Alright. I'd be happy with 80,000.
top corner of the player cam. Oh, did it have a Bengal tiger on the side art of it? That would be Jungle Queen, an awesome Gottlieb EM from the 70s. Got one of the cams in the playfield, in the way of the playfield a little bit, but that's alright. So what Hobbs wants to do here is, now that he's got the, there he goes. When you get the center post up, you just want to keep nailing that saucer in the middle of the playfield. So we're getting, I don't know if everybody on the stream's seeing that, but it looks like we're getting a little lag there, choppiness. So white spiral shape. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you might have seen the back box art on Jungle Queen. It has it's white background with like black and orange like spirals on it.
May have been a bad decision.
So Hobbs has only got 2 balls left on odds and evens and only has 6,000 points. But this game can be brutal. A lot of games are sub 10,000 points. It's a roulette theme where you're trying to collect all the numbers 1 through 9, and there's a saucer down in the middle of the playfield that spots odd numbers, and a saucer in the top left to the left of the top left pop bumper that spots even numbers. And if you light them all up in the center of the playfield there, that lights special on the top right, which not only awards you an Annaball but 5,000 points. So that's one of the goals. The other goal is getting to the scoring tiers. If you can get to 35,000 points, it gives you an Annaball. Then I believe it's 60,000 points or 65,000, and then 81,000 points. Those are all 3 Annabals that you can get. Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what would have been in the player cam of Lethal Weapon 3. I only have the game that would have been in the direction of the player cam would have been, yeah, the end of my EM row, which is Jungle Queen. I don't know what else it could have been. Oh, he just missed the top saucer. Hobbs is down to his last ball. He's sitting at 13,510. Pivotal game 6. He needs this to force a game 7. Yeah, fire is an all dark cabinet. It's almost like a wood grain. It's like a, I think it's decals, but yeah, it looks like a fake wood grain and has the fire logo on it. And that's at the end of the row, and it's kind of hidden, and it's sitting side by side, well, essentially side by side with Lethal Weapon 3, so it could have been that. All right, looks like I got to beat 17,260.
Oh, well, I mean,
That's definitely.
yeah, I mean,
It's definitely not guaranteed. I mean, like if you were sub 10, I'd be pretty confident. But I mean, you were looking like that early on.
yeah, my first ball was 620 points.
Okay, got the camera out of there. All right. I need to clean that shooter rod. It's all good.
Give me my slip shot.
Well, like Goslin was bitching about it, and I was like, hey, it makes the skill shot harder. They're just cleaning it up. I'm like, whatever, man. None of your games work. It is pretty rough.
He played the soccer tourney.
Yeah. He's one of the guaranteed attendees. I kind of came too. I think that was all from pinball people.
ball are we on? Like 4 or 5?
4.
We're on ball 4? I wish.
Well, 4 to play. Oh, got the 4. Oh, I took on punch.
No, I think I'm on pace to win it. This game is such a coin flip. This game
I
is.
had my center lit, but if I was going to get a chance at it, I really got to get lucky with the first one and get that post up.
As soon as it hits those slings, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. God, no in lanes is so brutal.
Yeah. That flipper gap is like,
The flipper gap is huge.
makes Ghostbusters look good. Wow. I need a big ball 5.
And it's so depressing on this game too, how there's you're just like you're hoping for that like end of ball bonus, but it's never gonna come. Come on. This is my ace in the whole game.
Oh God.
This is a game where like but it still can get me. God, I hate that. No game can guarantee. At least let me flip it. But that's what I'm talking about. Like those games can happen all the time.
Game 7.
Forced to game 7.
Yeah, the center post is controlled when you hit that center hole, I believe. Is that the only time?
Yeah, either saucer. So,
Oh, either saucer.
So there's a saucer on the top left, saucer right in the middle of the play field. That'll pop up the center post. Then there's 2 buttons right above the slings that'll make the post go down. All I lose is going to be on big game. Let's do it.
Alright, I should have known that was coming.
Switch it over to the game one if you don't mind.
So here are our standings. Not really.
Have you been updated?
No. I'm just pretending. Although our standings are 3 and 3.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to remember there. You really just need to get the top 2, so I'm not too worried about it. How's that look?
Yep, they're in there.
Yeah,
All 4's in there.
nice. Play field looking right?
Yep, I mean, you can see it all.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, I guess you're up first, huh?
Is that what you want?
That is what I want.
Game 7 comes down to the big game.
Alright. I don't think I have ever beaten Eric at big game. First time for everything. Feel smart for picking odds and evens. I would love to know what my win-loss record on player cam looks a little low. Low, like you can't see his face. It's kind of, it is above the player's head, so it's gonna be hard to get someone's face on it. If we tilted it up, it probably would help a little. Take a look at that after his ball. Yes, this game is all about the spinner. If you can hit that top right spinner consistently, you will win. That's it. There's a million rules in this game and bingo cards, but you hit that spinner over and over and you're gonna win. Okay, Rolling Wonder. That's cool.
4 5 6.
Wow, we got 14 viewers all of a sudden. When did that happen? So, viewers, tonight we are doing a practice dry run for a tournament coming up December 2nd. We should have around 40 people. So we have a rig that can slide from game to game. Man. tough on me. So right now, you know, we're doing a best of 7 match play challenge match between the two of us. I won the first 2. Eric won the next 2. I won the 6th. And this is game 7, ball 1, player 1. And it's not looking good for me. Probably my best score ever on this game is maybe 300. I'd say my average score on this is about 120. So I'm gonna have to have a good game. Man. Man. Gee. Maybe I should have went first.
Oh. Second.
I don't even know if I want to play at this point. At least when you're down by this much, it kind of takes some of the pressure off. You just kind of forget about scores.
Oh, why could that have been lit?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is already more than I've ever gotten in this game. Post passing, spinner ripping. Very impressive. Oh God, now I gotta play.
Oh.
This sucks. Good
Yeah.
lord.
6 contrast from the last game.
That's about
making this
double
one go
what
wonky.
I've ever done. Oh,
Oh, wrong camera.
does it have a 7th digit or does it roll at 1,000,000?
Oh no, it's the first game with 7-digit displays. First game ever.
Oh. Alright, well. It's a good time to have my best game ever at this.
There we go.
4 flippers.
Got the scores looking better.
Left
Thanks,
flipper.
dude. Yeah, big game is awesome. I don't know if you've played it before, but it's a great game. Player cam was chopping off my head, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to keep right with people of varying heights. Ooh, good rip by Chad to start the game. That's the shot you want to have. That left spinner lit. If you can rip that at full power, you can get close to 100K per shot. Ooh, man, that's how quick they can drain.
What did I do?
That was pretty efficient though. With,
Yeah.
your first trying to center, you ripped it off.
I think you shot.
Oh, you did? Okay. If I get this other card lit up, the bonus meltdown would be a good one to your thread to start it. Trying to catch it and end up flipping it away. Well, and it's easier doing these double flippers too. This little tidbit hot. Once you, for those drop targets, once you fill up those corresponding numbers on every card, the light lights up in front of the drop targets.
then every time you hit down the drops after that, you get 25 grand. So it's a cool rule to keep you shooting it. But also, if I fill up the rest of the buy card,
out a lit special out lane. I think it's 100K.
I just need $1 million to catch up. Gotta find that $1 million point jackpot.
All right, 2 solid balls. I rarely ever in pinball have 3 good balls in a row. Hubs is very capable of coming back. Oh, damn.
You got it.
let's see if I get this bonus countdown going. You can see all the lights start to they have power issues with this game. Get in the eye.
So all I can hope for is he will get max bonus and the game will literally melt down. I guess I could also get like, you know, $1.5 million, but
God damn. I was so close.
it's a lot of bonus.
Max, stay. You out? No, you don't. Why are you winning? Alright, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. If Hobbs can come back here, he'll take it. If I hold him off, then I'll win in Game 7 of our second head-to-head heads-up challenge match. Looking forward to that new rule in the IFPA next year to have those count towards your IFPA rating. Not your ranking, but your rating. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out. But anyway, thanks for everybody watching the straight down the middle pinball stream with your pal Chuck Wirt. Remember, I'm normally streaming every Wednesday from 8 to 9, 9:30 that time. But from time to time, I'll switch the day depending on what I got going on. But again, really exciting that we got this stream rig to seemingly work pretty reliably. So again, December 2nd, I'm going to have a tournament here at my house, 40 people match play tournament, and we'll be streaming qualifying and finals, hopefully with some good commentary from Zach and Greg. So remember, bug them on the forums, make them come over here and help me with the tournament. So awesome. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.